Ollama users, you've got something new for you. The Ollama team has done amazingly, and now there is an Ollama new app, as you can see on this page. My name is Jerry, and welcome to the Techvangelists. Ollama has just released this new app. If you have been using Ollama before, you will know that you can use Ollama straight from the CLI. You would usually use Ollama like this, from the CLI, like that. And this, for example, is the command to check the Ollama models that you currently have. In my case, I have 5 models from Ollama already installed. But now, here is the new change. If you update your Ollama to the latest version, or go to the website ollama.com and find this Ollama new app, download it. If you do that, what you get will be something like this. So you click from the Ollama icon at the top, you would see Open Ollama, Settings, and Quit. Previously, you would only see Quit Ollama, that's it, and maybe restart to update if you have any update. But now you have the settings, so let's explore that. First of all, the settings. Now, on the settings, you will see that they've introduced some bunch of things. First is the Ollama account. So you can sign in to the Ollama website, which is this one I'm showing you right here. You can create an account, and by creating an account, it helps you to possibly fine-tune a model that is already on Ollama and upload it back to the Ollama hub. So you would normally create an account here, username, email, password, and then log in. It will definitely help you to upload models that you found on Ollama. Maybe you wanted some fine-tune of that, you wanted it to behave differently on a new data set, and you've decided to fine-tune this model. So let's show you what that could look like. So you see that these are popular models from official pages. This from Google, from Coin, Alibaba, from Llama, Meta. But if we go down, if we keep scrolling, you will start seeing models that other people have fine-tuned and uploaded to the Ollama hub. So here is one of them, for example. Yeah, Gemma 3 abilitrated. Okay, I suppose this one is a fine-tune for sure. You see, this is by this user, Hui AI. I suppose this guy is Chinese. And you see, it's not the official document. So if you like it, please click like and follow us for more update on X. So this is an example of what I was talking about, that a user just first of all picked the base model, which is Gemma, and fine-tuned it based on a data set. Maybe we look at it, if we see rising potential, whatever users can this. I cannot find the data set here right now, but the users fine-tuned the Gemma model on some data set and named it Gemma 3 abilitrated. And so by creating an account, you can then upload that model back to the Ollama hub, where others can pick up your model and use. So coming back to the settings page, that's what this Ollama account can help you do. So either you can log in from the website directly, or you can log in now from the new Ollama application on your system. And this is the model location. It's very bare bones. Context length. This is context length that you're already aware of from Ollama models. Unfortunately, I would say that I have a little bit of concern here with the context length, because there are some models that would not support up to this context length. So I expected that the context length should be model specific, but now I see that it's a global setting for the entire application. So it doesn't matter which model you pick, this context length will definitely be used for that model. And if that model doesn't support this context length, I think you're going to run into problems. I still believe that the Ollama team would eventually look into this and fix this context in this way, that this context length should be model specific and not global. If that happens, then very good. But for now, that's what we have. So that is the account. And now this is the new app. So like I said, if you update your Ollama, all you need to do is open Ollama and that's it. So now you have very clean, fresh Ollama app. It's very basic. I think it will improve in the future, but for now, it's very basic. So what they've done is just for you to replace the CLI. Like I said, if you type Ollama ls and you wanted to run this one, Quen 1.7 for example, all you needed to do is Ollama run that, and maybe I'll add verbose to see some logs. And what it's doing right now is that it's loading the model onto the memory of our system. And when the model is fully loaded, it would prompt for us to interact. And we're waiting for that right now. So here it is. Now it says send a message. I'll just say write a short poem on love. And this is a thinking model, so you can see it starts to think. Pardon this system, it's really small. This is an 8 gig MacBook Pro, so unified memory here is working. The GPU, CPU, all unified by Apple's architecture. So this is what you get. Of course, this is not production evaluation rate. We will see what this gives us eventually at the end. I bet this is around 6 to 7 tokens per second, maybe less than that, really. But if we wait for it a little bit, we will see at the end what it gives us. So it's finished and it spat out a lot of thinking tokens. Look at that. Just to write a short poem, that's a lot of thinking to do for a short poem. Eventually it wrote it. The title is Love's Quiet Light. Okay, Love's Quiet Light. Quiet Light. Okay, that feels very strange. But let's see the eval rate, which is 5.10 tokens per second. Yeah, I said that this was around 6, so I was almost right. Maybe less than that, I said. So eventually it came down to 5 tokens per second. Okay, as we already know, this is not production evaluation rate. Nobody will wait for 5 tokens per second on ChatGPT, for example. If ChatGPT was behaving like that, I don't think anybody was going to use it. So that's all the CLI could do for you. Of course, the CLI is a little bit faster because this communicates directly with your hardware. And now the apps, the Ollama app just adds an application layer on top of that. So first of all, I think they perfected the CLI, and this application I would say is not for power users. And by power users, I mean users that would like to have more functionalities in an LLM chat based application. So what you get here is really bare bones, and I can load exactly the same models. And what they've done here is that they just loaded the same models and listed a little more models that you can run. Maybe the popular ones, I suppose. I don't know what yardstick they used to list the other models here. These models that you see the download button on are not presently on my system. So I don't know the yardstick they used to do this, but these are the models already on the system, 5 of them. So first they load the 5 models on your system and then add some others. Maybe based on what you have, they pick some others to suggest to you. I don't know what yardstick that is. So I could pick the same model and let's see how fast is it to respond. I'll write the same prompt, which is here. Write a short poem on love. Let's see what that gives us. Same model. All right, so it didn't take long time. Of course, I know the reason. It's because the model is already loaded. We ran this already on the CLI, and of course that first of all loaded the model. So the model is loaded to the memory, and now that we can do that, we we don't have to reload the model here. Ollama takes care of that very, very well, which is good. So now, if you are looking to just experiment with your models locally, you remember this is local development, your data doesn't go anywhere. This is all local to you. If you are looking to do that, this is a very good way to quickly test out models and see their evaluation rates, how fast they can run, the capabilities, function calling, tool calling, and all this kind of stuff that Ollama already provides. On the right side here, while that is still generating, you will find your history, the history of your conversation with any of the models. It's a ChatGPT like application that I think many people are already familiar with. However, again, like I said, it's not for power users, because if you compare it to the likes of LM Studio and Open Web UI, I have LM Studio here opened, and this one you can just download to your system, to your, I am using a MacBook here, you can just download that. It's more powerful than the Ollama app that we have here, and I don't think that any user that uses the LM Studio or that has been using LM Studio will switch to the new Ollama app. I don't think so. Another alternative is Open Web UI. So the Open Web UI is very similar, very, very similar to the ChatGPT application. They want me to make a separate video about installation of Open Web UI. You can make a comment in the comment section of this video, and if I get enough, then I will do it. The same with LM Studio. Again, it can work with Windows and it can work with Mac. All you need to do is just download this, load the model. As you can see, the model here is loaded at the top, usually GGUF models, and you can begin chatting. The interface for LM Studio is not the prettiest, but it's got a lot of functionality. I think it's even the most powerful chat interface till date, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, the Open Web UI competes in that domain as well. So that's all about the Ollama app. Let's go back and see what our model sparked for us already. So it says love is a quiet film, and blah 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 blah, and stops there. Okay, that's pretty short. Like we said, write a short poem. So it does all this thinking and then it gives us this. So that's all about it, really. I think that the Ollama team will continue to improve this application, probably add more features in the future, and we will see where they're headed. But for now, this is a good start. It takes away you having to test all this stuff in the CLI. Of course, it's still possible to do so. For users that would still like the CLI, you can still do so, but right now you really don't have to. Since you have this application, you can quickly test out your models. So that will be all. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I'll pick them up from there. I'll try to answer as much as possible. And we also have other people in the community looking at your questions. They will also try to help you if you run into any problems. On to the next one. See you guys later. Bye.